inganam akubere melone bunaloje akubere lotekine bunaloje akubere lokine bunaloje akubere melone bunaloje loti inganam inganam loti inganam inganam emi longanam inganam loki inganam inganam akubere melone bunaloje akubere lotekine bunaloje akubere melone bunaloje akubere lotekine bunaloje akubere melone bunaloje akubere lotekine bunaloje akubere lokine bunaloje akubere lotekine bunaloje akubere melone bunaloje akubere lotekine bunaloje akubere melone bunaloje akubere lotekine bunaloje akubere lokine bunaloje akubere lotekine bunaloje akubere melone bunaloje akubere lotekine bunaloje akubere melone bunaloje.
Very shortly we'll bring our honor in. At that time I'll call you to stand. Immediately after that will be a playing of the Vice-Regal Salute, which sounds much like first 8 bars of God Save the Queen and the first 8 bars of O Canada. I ask that during that please don't sing. Immediately after that we'll carry on with O Canada, and at that time I ask that you please do sing. Then we'll sit down and carry on with the program. At the end of the program, before Her Honor departs, we'll stand again and sing God Save the Queen. Did I confuse anyone? On the Honourable Myra Freeman to make opening remarks.
Good morning, distinguished guests, honorees, and ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Paul, for the Vice-Regal Salute, O Canada, and I know that your attention to the song today was a new one for you, as you had not learned that before, and you did a wonderful job, and we appreciate that. Thank you very much. I wish to extend a very warm welcome to Government House, to the graduates of the Second Chance program, and to your families and your friends, and all of the people who have worked very hard to bring you to this day. Government House belongs to all of the people of Nova Scotia, and His Honour and I have endeavoured to open this house and to recognize the achievements and the contributions of Nova Scotians. Around you in this room, you're surrounded by art. These paintings are the work of the Canadian Society of Painters in Watercolor, and it is the first time they've ever exhibited as a group Nova Scotian artists, and we're delighted that we can recognize the arts here in the house. As well, we are pleased that Paul was able to perform for us today and improve the ambiance of the day through music. So thank you very much for that, Paul. We are here to celebrate the achievements of 11 young people who have spent the last year working towards making a positive contribution to their community. Young people who have been given a second chance to reclaim their place in society. Today, we celebrate your accomplishments as future business owners, as community leaders, and celebrate your success stories. Second Chance is an innovative entrepreneurship program developed by the Center for Entrepreneurship Education and Development, SEED, to assist young people who will now focus on their natural entrepreneurial talent toward a successful outcome, whether it's starting a business, gainful employment, or returning to school. Using entrepreneurship as a vehicle, this program provides selected youth with workshops that range from interpersonal development to specific business planning skills needed to become productive citizens. The Second Chance program has helped change many young people's outlook in life, seeing possibilities where there was none and hope where there was despair. The ultimate factor to the success of the program lies within each of you as participants. To succeed, you had to overcome a series of challenges and undergo a very unique journey. Your families and your friends provided much support, and I know that you appreciate their encouragement. And I thank all of you for being there for our young people. It is because of your success that your relationships with others has been restored. Our Nova Scotian community thanks the chair of the Board of SEED, Wynne Potter, and the board members for your leadership and for your vision to this program. And we recognize the dedication and the motivation and the support which Ed Matwawana and the program leaders provide to all of you. And Ed, I say a special thank you. We thank the government agencies, ACOA, Nova Scotia Department of Community Services, HRSDC, and Nova Scotia Department of Justice for providing each of you with the tools that you need to better yourselves and our society. A follow-up on last year's graduates was done, and I'm pleased to say that this is the second year that we are hosting this ceremony, and it's most fitting that we do so here in your home. The follow-up has indicated that there is evidence that in addition to the change in attitude, the following developments have happened. 6 of the 11 from last year are now employed. 2 are attending post-secondary institutions. 1 is attending a high school equivalence program. 1 is working on GED to eventually seek admission to the Northumberland College, and 1 has returned to public high school. I think all those are very impressive achievements. And I'm very pleased to see that there are people here in this room that are mentors to and former graduates who are helping along the new graduates. So among the graduates, many were asked to mentor this year's graduates either through presentations or other types of assistance. And I thank you for giving back to the program. Today marks one pinnacle of many along the way. It is with great happiness and pride that I will have the opportunity to present you the Second Chance graduation class of 2004 with your certificates. We wish you success and much happiness, and we look forward to the contribution which each one of you will make towards the betterment of our community. Thank you.
Height. You can blame on my parents. Thank you very much, Your Honor, for your encouraging words. I want you to know that over the years, watching you at work has greatly inspired me. Thank you for your constant support of the work we do for communities. You have touched many people in a very special way, and to hold second chance graduations here is in fact a revolutionary and extraordinary act from which many in our society could indeed learn. In my opinion, you have made this house a casa do povo, as we say in Portuguese, meaning people's house. Thank you. Now, how about second chance? I have been associated with the Second Chance program for almost 7 years now. I've been able to present this innovative and wonderful concept to hundreds of people, locally, nationally, and internationally. Many people have come back and asked me, how do you do it? Well, my answer is usually very simple. It does not matter how much programming you provide for young people in a Second Chance program. It will not work unless one truly believes in the innate goodness of all people. Second Chance is about changing people's lives. When I say lives, I'm not just talking about the participants and today's graduate. I'm also talking about myself and other individuals who have worked with them. I usually, when I'm training people to undertake the work of running Second Chance, the first question I ask them, are you ready to be changed? So don't expect just to try to help young people change, but you will be changed, and you have no choice. Today I want to thank these graduates for also changing my life, even the way I look at the world around me. Once you understand the Second Chance program, you cannot help it but to be moved. Our society will never be as safe as we want it to be until we begin to truly invest in people, especially young people. So in a very mystical way, graduates, you and I have during this past year given each other an opportunity to serve. Thank you, and I'm very proud of you. Now, let's get back to business. At this moment, I would like to call upon to the podium Ms. Laurie Cameron, President and CEO of SEED, Center for Entrepreneurship, Education and Development, to bring some remarks.
Your Honor, distinguished guests, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Board of Directors and the staff at the Center for Entrepreneurship and Education Development, it is great pleasure that I welcome you to the 6th Annual Second Chance Program graduation ceremony. Today we will recognize and celebrate the achievements of 11 young people who have just gone through a remarkable journey in their lives. The Center for Entrepreneurship, Education and Development, or SEED, began in 1993 under the direction of the Nova Scotia Department of Education, the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, and the Office of Economic Development. It had a tremendous challenge. How do you create an entrepreneurial culture within a region with exceptional potential? How do you build entrepreneurship awareness and capacity in people and communities in order to create a vibrant economy? The opportunity was within our youth. SEED's outreach began with the public school system, and from there it evolved. SEED's strength is its educational models and its ability to help people identify their strengths and their entrepreneurial capabilities. In 1998, SEED identified an opportunity to work with youth that were no longer in the formal education system and who were facing their own personal challenges. The Second Chance program was designed and launched at that time. The Second Chance program introduces young people to the entrepreneurial option by helping them to develop their personal qualities, characteristics, and attitudes, and enables them to recognize their innovative and creative approaches to problem solving. These are characteristics that are within the true spirit of an entrepreneur. Second Chance was endorsed by the Nova Scotia Department of Justice and has been made possible through the financial support of Human Resources and Skills Development Canada, the Nova Scotia Department of Community Services, and the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency. The program has demonstrated an immense success and has graduated over 60 participants. In my short time as president and CEO, I have witnessed an amazing change in those that are involved with this year's program. This year alone, we have seen lives transformed, attitudes change, and hopes restored. And it is a pleasure to say that you are looking at tomorrow's mentors, leaders, and successful entrepreneurs. On this special day, I would like to congratulate all the graduates and wish them the best in their future endeavors. This year, we will see a second chance program in 2 other locations in Atlantic Canada. And it's also worthy to note that this program, as Ed has mentioned, has captured the imagination of those in communities outside of Atlantic Canada, in Quebec and in Ontario. And we at SEED are very excited to be able to share this model and successes with these other communities. On behalf of the Board of Directors and staff at SEED, thank you for taking time from your busy schedules to share this moment with our Second Chance program graduates. Thank you.
Sorry, Laurie. In 1998, the Human Resource and Skills Development Canada accepted the challenge to support a brand new program called Second Chance. Since that time, the program has made an impact in the lives of many young people in the Metro. At this moment, I'd like to call upon Ms. AJ, I have to say this right, Priest. The whole week I was saying Prissy. You know, I thought she was Italian or something. So AJ is director of the Human Resource Center, Metro Halifax. I want her to bring some remarks.
For Laurie, Your Honor, Ed, Wynne, thank you very much for inviting me here. It's an extraordinary event. We actually had a meeting earlier this spring where we invited previous attendees to come and speak to us about the progress in their own lives and the way that they have taken control of their futures through this program. And I must say, it was so moving that I came today with a box full of Kleenex, because it really is just the most remarkable outcomes that I can personally imagine. I do want to say that, I mean, we are funders. It's the cash that we bring to the table, but it's the outcomes that count. And I would hesitate to say, but I think that we have opportunities this year to come where our staffers will be working closely with Ed to stabilize the programming over a longer term, because 1998 to now is a long time. The track record is there and it's strong. To the actual participants, I want to say you are some of the bravest people that I personally could possibly hope to meet. To take control and responsibility is a huge move at your age and stage of life, and you are all to be congratulated wholeheartedly for that, because it is a remarkable task and you are stepping up to the plate. I am quite certain that you are the leaders of the future. So thank you so much for leading us to the new future and taking us to new places where this community can go.
The Nova Scotia Department of Community Services has also been supporting Second Chance.
Families, friends, and guests. I'd like to say that I'm very honored this morning to be here to bring greetings on behalf of the Department of Community Services to this wonderful celebration. It's a great opportunity today to recognize the successes of the Second Chance program, and especially the accomplishments of the graduates, who, from everything we've heard today, are a young and talented group of entrepreneurs. As you may know, the Department of Community Services provides support to thousands of Nova Scotians to help them develop their strengths for the benefit of these individuals, their families, and their communities. As a part of this process, some of us in the department have learned a few things about the characteristics of successful people. They know what they want. They set goals and they commit to achieving them. They have the ability to see opportunities and to seize them and take advantage of them. We also know that these are just some of the qualities of good entrepreneurs, qualities that I know each one of you, as graduates, possesses. I expect that the Second Chance program has provided you with an opportunity to discover the true extent of your abilities and potential, and how you may apply these assets to creating new business ventures. There is no doubt that the future of Nova Scotia will depend on people like you, who are prepared to invest in themselves and in turn to make the province a more vibrant place to live. In closing, I would like to extend my best wishes for future successes to the graduates. As well, I'd like to express our appreciation to the Centre for Entrepreneurship, Education and Development, and in particular the Second Chance program, for your ongoing commitment to awakening the entrepreneurial spirit of youth. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Last year, it was exciting to receive additional support from Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, ACOA that is, which indeed added to the high profile of the Second Chance program. We trust that ACOA will remain a strong and significant partner in maintaining the success of the Second Chance program as HRSDC and DCS have been. It's my pleasure to bring to the podium Mr. John Nubley, Vice President of ACOA Nova Scotia, to say a few words.
Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, it's truly a pleasure to be here. It's such a great program, and I just wish you all the best, graduates. The role of ACOA, the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, is one that I think is extremely valuable, and it's partly in the context of a new initiative where we're talking about the social economy in government. And it's really a good thing and a proud thing that ACOA has played a role in this program. And in this instance, I think our community will really benefit from the growth that we see from the graduates that we're recognizing today. And it's very heartening to see that so many young people have made positive choices. It's all about choices. And it's great to be moving in the right direction and building momentum towards success. I'm sure that it wasn't an easy route for many of you to follow, but I want to encourage you on your path and say that your entrepreneurship and choices are truly valued by all of the Government of Canada. I'm reminded of the story of Frank O'Day, who went from living on the streets to running a number of successful businesses, including the Second Cup chain of coffee shops. What a great example, and I encourage all of you to follow that example. My own experience tells me that when you face adversity, that's the time when your inner strengths really come to the fore and we really all learn the most. So again, congratulations to the graduates. So I wish you all the best. I think it's a great program, and I'm glad ACOA was supportive of it. Thanks.
Your Honor, distinguished guests, family and friends, now we come to a very important segment of today's ceremony. It is time to formally acknowledge the hard work of this year's graduates. Along with their certificates, some graduates will also receive bound copies of their completed business plans. And we have 8 present today. One is ill and 2 are busy doing things already. And last time I talked to them, they were applying for jobs. So it's possible that that held them away from this place. To receive the certificates, I'd like to first call Troyce Ash.
Successfully completed the Second Chance program delivered by the Centre for Entrepreneurship, Education and Development, issued April 21st, 2005 in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And may I ask the recipient to just say a word or two about what your plan is for your business plan or what you're working on?
First of all, I'd just like to thank everybody for being here today. Thank you, Your Honor. Hello to my mom, my grandmother for being here. Thanks. They don't have a speech, so I'm going to get. Actually, my business plan is a sneaker store, actually. It's called Soul of the City. I already registered my business. I've been actually an entrepreneur before I got in this course. I ventured into a business with my friend in selling retail clothes and stuff, so I already had a foot in the door, basically. But the Second Chance program just actually filled my cup up. I come in the program with a half full cup. Now it's all the way up top, so thank you.
anything else for you, do you? I have a pin for all of the graduates. I'd like to present them with a gold crown pin, which will be symbolic of the Office of Lieutenant Governor, but it recognizes your contribution to community.
And next is, we call her Queen Latifah. And in fact, her name is Latifah Colley.
Wonderful to have goals that can reach into community, and I know you're making a difference to the young people. Thank you. So congratulations.
And Your Honor, the next graduate is William Hawes.
Tell us about your program.
Okay.
What your goals are now.
Well, actually, this program has changed me a lot, turned my negative business skills into positive ones. I'd like to thank God, first of all, Ed Matwana, and I'd like to thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for having me here, and the rest of the Second Chance program. And I'd like to thank everybody here, and I'd like to thank my wife, Marquita Hawes now.
Take a stand up. Stand up and take a bow.
Beside me through all this journey and through all my hard times, and helped me to change to the man I am today.
Next graduates, Wendy Jenkins.
Can you tell everyone about that?
Yeah, it was actually a gift basket service that long term I wanted to do a gift boutique, like a gift shop. But I think actually coming this September, I'm going to actually go back to community college and finish my business diploma there.
Oh, wonderful, which will give you added skills to work on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your gift to our community, and we're very, very proud of all that you've accomplished and achieved. Thank you. I guess we
And the next graduates actually now came to ask me before the ceremony started, say, how long is this going for? I said, why, you want to leave? I said, no, I have an interview at 1 o'clock. So here's a job interview at 1 o'clock. So we begin to see some fruits already. And it is Stefan Kilaway.
Program has changed
direction my entire life. I know where I'm going with myself now. Just changed everything. I got to thank Ed more than anybody. Thank him.
Well, this is wonderful. Are you, your business plan is the men's store?
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well, it's just a store for men's with, just the store for men, and that's the marketing scheme basically. Just specialty clothing we see Ed wearing here.
I'm delighted to be able to recognize you with your certificate, and we wish you the very, very best. And I think that all of us, at some point in our lives, take control of who we are and where we're going, and it sounds like you're on track. So congratulations.
Of course, every group has to have a big guy. Booba. And we call him Booba, but his real name is Lance Perry.
What motivated you to come to this group? What is the deciding reason?
I have 3 daughters. Can I look it up for them? So I had to do something.
That is beautiful. Well, thank you very, very much. You're proud to recognize you with the crown pin. Very proud to present you with the certificate. And your program is promotions.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
It's just a promotional company that I'm going to do from home, like building websites and doing business cards, T-shirts, basically anything to promote like entertainers and small businesses. And I'm going to use the money from that to put myself through school.
Very well done. Congratulations.
Well, it's the end of the journey, but it's only the beginning for Mr. Paul Smith, PJ, we call him.
Very proud to be able to recognize you. Tell us about the start of your journey. How did you come to this program?
Well,
Why did you choose it?
I got referred to the program from Lincoln Whalen here. It's my best friend. He's a graduate of last year.
Last year I had the pleasure.
And so it's just like taking that and trying to change my life, you know, all the negative into positive, like Billy said. I was an entrepreneur before I started the program. Like we have an independent record label. It's called Northeast Productions. We're just doing step-by-steps, like shows, local club scenes. I got my own radio show at CKDU, 97.5 Wednesday nights. 7:30.
Commercials?
We're just trying to, you know, and we're involved. We do a lot of motivational speeches for the high school and stuff. We performed at Millwood High, St. Pat's High. We're got another performance at Millwood High on May 5th. And so we're just like, and the record company is Northeast Productions, and I slashed off for my business plan is Northeast Records. So it's like a record store, buy, sell, trade, you know, CDs, DVDs, posters, whatever records. So that's it.
Well, certainly your skills are being directed in the right direction, and will bring a lot of pleasure to you and to all those people.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the household and Ed. Like this guy, you guys don't know how much this guy is involved with the youth. You know what I mean? So.
What to expect from smart people. Your Honor, the next graduate is James Williams.
Tell us about your participation in the program.
Basically, I guess, when I came to the
program. I was kind of just floating through life, and I always said that I kind of just needed somebody to give me an opportunity or a chance. So Ed gave me the opportunity, and I'm just trying to run with it and do the best I can with it, get my life together. So.
We're obviously seizing the moment, and that's what we all hope to do. Seize the moment, and I fully agree with you. I've tried in my term in office to give young people opportunities, because I think that only by having a chance to show your stuff is the way that you can improve and learn so much. So I'm glad that you were able to take the moment and improve. Respect the small stuff, cash, carry, and courier services.
Basically, I just seen an opening in the courier services in Halifax. Courier service that nobody offered was one where somebody would actually go purchase the products for you and bring it to you. And so I just decided that there was a gap there, and everybody knows like the best way to make money is to have something that people are already doing, but something that having just something added that nobody offers, right? So.
Seeing where there's a void and filling it will. Busy people can always use your service. So thank you very much. We like holding hands.
Your Honor, the three people and I here have also worked diligently throughout the year. Know for sure that Tyson Desmond has also been working on a similar idea as Latifah, because he's also quite a fine dancer. He's recognized in the community as somebody who does spins with his head and things like that. So now he's not here today. Well, no. We have a lot of space here. And Mohammed Hamid is actually originally from Somalia. We call him the Prince of Mogadishu, and he's not here. But his business had something to do with opening a hot dog and hamburger stand, because he realized that there's a lot of clients, who come through at lunchtime and especially in the summertime. So that's what he's working on. And Jamal Wright. In fact, Jamal Wright is one of the role models in the program. He's been working on a landscaping business. He has some skills in the trade, so he has developed a business plan around the domain. So we will give the certificate to them, the first chance we get. And hopefully we'll arrange a time where they can meet you.
I would like that very much.
All right. Now, like every year, we also recognize those graduates who excelled in certain areas of the program. For best attendance, ironically enough, is Jamal Wright. So. But I know that knowing Jamal since he was young, in fact, life is an interesting thing. Anything can happen. So that's why we have to support each other, because years ago, Jamal was actually my boys' Christian camp counselor at Cornwallis Baptist Church. So I never saw what I see now, or what I saw throughout the year. I always saw what I knew, years ago. And that's how we worked with him, and we witnessed a big change. So for him to get the best attendance, that's only one of the things he excelled at, but we can only give so many, So I think it's only fair and honorable to ask his mother to get his to receive his award, Sorry, Caroline. No, we had to give it to someone.
Congratulations to you, and I know that it takes a great deal of support on your part, and it takes a lot of So I thank you for all that you've given to your son and to the community. And I'd like to have you present to Jamal this certificate, very well deserved. And there's his business plans here, freestyle landscaping. So I know that he will come on with very good things. And for best attended. If you will present him with this pin, and I'll look forward to meeting him at a future date. Thank you. Did you get a picture? No,
And when I talk about best attendance, I'm really serious because Jeremiah is the type of person, if I give them a day off, you'll call me and forget that we have a day off and say, "Why come we don't have a program today?" So, all right. Now for venture actualization, it's we give the award to the person who's gone beyond the call of duty, just instead of just developing a business plan, but somebody who's gotten very close to actually either opening a business or actually have opened a business. Now, Troy's has been running the business and been selling sneakers to some of the guys here and many other young people in the community. So I'd like to call upon Troy's to come and receive.
Venture actualization presented to Troy Ash, and he congratulates you for your good.
Honorable. What?
All right. Moving on. Now, another award we give out is for leadership. Leadership award is for the person who's shown serious concern for fellow participants and somebody who usually come to me to make sure that everything is running smoothly and a willingness to help with the way the program is running and so on. And this year's leadership award goes to James Williams.
Leaders need to have some courage to ensure that the rest of the group follows the plan that's in action. And you often have to stand alone as a leader. And I congratulate you for what you've done. And besides standing alone, you also have to bring people together in a group. So your leadership skills will carry you great places, not only in business, but in the rest of the community. So I thank you, and as an honored recipient.
One more award this year, and it's for best work ethics, and that goes to Wendy Jenkins.
Sometimes you have to stand true to your integrity, and it's not always easy because there's usually an easier path than having integrity. So congratulations for the best work.
Let's give a big round of applause for the graduates. Year's graduates have selected one of their peers to represent them today. I would like to bring forward this year's valedictorian to share his thoughts with us. I'm sure that today this young man feels that he was destined to be here in this house because the whole year you referred to himself as King James. And he kept saying that he was a king. We heard it so much that eventually we just had to accept it. So I give you Mr. James Williams 2005 valedictorian.
Hello? There's a lot of people. Your honors, distinguished guests, friends and family, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pride to have been chosen to represent my fellow students, my peers and my friends, who are present here today to be recognized for our efforts and accomplishments in the successful completion of the 2005 Second Chance program. If you look into the eyes of this year's grads, you can see the determination, the ingenuity, the resilience, the creativity, and the passion of tomorrow's business people and community leaders. We are living proof that knowledge came from man before man started writing or studying books. Knowledge is something that we all possess. When you give an opportunity to a group of young people who have received little or no opportunities, the results may astonish you. Many of the greatest minds, the greatest ideas can be found in some of the hardest and most desolate places, but never have access to the means of reaching their full potential due to the way society is structured. We are those young minds. We are those young people. We are those great minds. And the Second Chance program, for some of us, has become the means and opportunity that we needed in order to realize our full potential. I am the oldest of this year's group, but many days my fellow graduates have amazed and inspired me. And on my bad mornings, and we all had a few, I could always count on someone to have a funny joke or a story which would amuse me. Although at times we didn't agree with some of the things that we were doing in the program, I believe that we now know that everything we did had a purpose. This program was more than taking a year to write a business plan. It was a break from the lives we've been living and an opportunity to get to know ourselves. And in the process, we got to know and appreciate each other. I think we've all told things about ourselves that we wouldn't have told any other person. But in the process, we let go of some pain, anger, and some burdens which we had been harboring for a very long time. It was an opportunity to learn new things and to find out things about ourselves that we didn't realize or had forgotten. Most importantly, it gave us an opportunity to step back and analyze our lives and decide what path we want to take. I believe that one of the most important lessons that we learned in this program is that all of us have the potential to achieve greatness. But greatness isn't something that you sit and wait to come to you. It is something that you work towards, using the tools that you possess and the opportunities that you receive. I would like to thank Ed for his dedication to the belief that every life has value and deserves an equal shot to enjoy life to its fullest. I think that anyone who has ever met Ed will agree that he is anything but average. They will also agree that he is nothing less than great. When we came into this program, I don't think anyone knew what to expect from Ed. We soon found out that he wasn't like the teachers in schools who didn't care about you unless you were a star student. He is different because he cares about us and believes in what he does. He created an environment that you wanted to be a part of, and when you missed a day, you really felt like you were missing out on something. Most importantly, he got inside our heads and took the time to find out our skills, likes, dislikes, strengths, and weaknesses. He picked up on our slang and nicknames and even went as far as to go to people's houses if they hadn't been in the program for a couple of days. He wanted to make sure everything was okay. There are a lot of other things that Ed could have chosen to do with his life, but he has seen an opportunity to do something good and help others, and he stepped up to the plate. A lot of people could learn how to be better people from being around Ed. I would also like to take this time to thank Lincoln and all the other facilitators and speakers who have contributed their valuable time and knowledge to help us succeed in this program and in our lives. It was a privilege to have the opportunity to work with and learn from all of you. Just the fact that you took the time to come and help us get through the program and get our lives together shows what good people you are. Without a good supporting cast, the show could not go on. Plus, Ed would have a lot more work to do. To my fellow graduates, we walked into this program with minds and bodies that were weary, heavy and scarred from the many battles that we've encountered in our lives. We are survivors who have encountered seemingly insurmountable opposition, and our presence here today is proof that we will be victorious in life if we approach life with the same drive, determination, and passion that we showed during this program. Then we will always be successful. We must also be aware that for us there will always be opposition, but we have beaten the odds once. We are the Davids and life is our Goliath, and as I recall, David the underdog won that battle. We will win our battles because of the three traits that we all have in common, which is our drive to survive,
our knack to adapt, and our need to succeed. We have a reason to walk with our heads held high. We have reason to be proud, but we must still be humble and keep our composure. And we should be this way every day that we are blessed to live. A year ago, most of us were lost, floating through life in need of an opportunity, in need of a second chance. We have received an opportunity to clean our slate and start over. We have to do as much as possible with this opportunity, not just for ourselves, but to pull up the people around us as well. There will be days that you will want to give up because trying to get your life together and live legally isn't going to be easy. There will be obstacles, most of which will be your own friends trying to convince you that the person you are becoming is not the person you really are. You may spend every day trying to convince or prove to somebody that you have changed. You may even spend every day trying to convince yourself that this is what you want. On those hard days when you question your decision to change, here are a couple tricks that you can use to get yourself back on track. Simply think about the people who call Ed from jail cells, begging to get into this program. Or maybe think about the young people who have died or been killed and will never receive this opportunity. Think of the young people in third world countries who will never Think of the young people in third world countries who will never receive this opportunity simply because of what they were born into. Think of the people who look up to you and are dependent on you because we owe it to them as much as we owe it to ourselves. We have crossed the threshold in our lives and now have the ability to be the bridge that connects two opposite elements of society, the legal and the illegal, the haves and the have-nots. We have to make sure our bridge is strong because we have to cross it to bring others from where we were to where we are now. Many people's survival and success is inextricably linked to our survival and our success. Remember, anything worth having is worth working hard to get and to keep. A normal life is all most of us ever wanted. Now we must decide what it is worth and how much we were willing to give up or we are willing to give or give up to attain it. I would like to thank everyone who came to show their support for myself and all the other grads. This day is a big event in most of our lives due to the fact that the majority of us have never graduated before. It is also important because for a whole year, we dedicated ourselves to this program. And personally speaking, even at 26 years of age, my longest legal job was 3 months. In closing, I am going to say a statement which sums up in a few words what the Second Chance program has done for me. My first chance is what made me who I am. But in the second chance, I was accepted for who I am and given the tools that made me more successful. Thank you.
As I said, once you understand what Second Chance stands for, you cannot help it but be moved. So let's hope that we can transfer this concept to many other communities around Nova Scotia and in further. A few of them, we had 4 of them, and James was also there. And when he started talking, people started crying. And that was the first time I cried in 6 years of running this program. And I said, don't do this to me again. But anyway, I would like to thank you, Honor, for once again opening Government's House to another Second Chance graduation ceremony. It is indeed exciting to have a strong representation from our funding partners, and thank you for taking time away from your busy schedules to share this moment with the graduates. I'm sure your support means a great deal to them. And thank you all for attending this ceremony and in demonstration of your commitments to today's youth. Last but not least, I'd like to thank Barb Reynolds and William Vey from her Honors Office for their assistance. I'd finally like to thank staff at SEED for their support and dedication in making this day possible, especially Patricia Fenton, please come forward because people don't see you enough, you know. And Steve. And Steve Fury. If you have to come out. And my capable assistant, Lincoln Whelan. In fact, Lincoln was the valedictorian last year. So, and last but not least, Teresa Myra. And this is the end of the ceremony, and I'm sure somebody.
Not quite.
Oh.
I'd like to recognize Ed, and I think that all of us here today have had that opportunity to hear directly from the graduates the impact that you have had on their lives and the respect with which they hold you. And as a recognition of your contribution to the program and to all of our young people who have taken hold of their lives and had a second chance, I would like to present to you a crown pin in recognition of all that you do. Lessons that you can give to our young people. Perhaps you know that Ed, besides the work that he does with you, has other interests in community. And I think that that is a role model that you should take with you as well, because in my first introduction to Ed was with the African Nova Scotia Music Association when he was the president of that organization. And I've seen him through various musical and cultural events, and I've seen him work in community. And with all that you will undertake in your business plans, one of the most important lessons that you will take with you is not just the importance of making your business plan a success, but it's being successful and giving to community. And Ed is a fantastic role model of that, and I know that each of you will take with you the lessons that you've learned from the program and the lessons that you're learning from Ed to contribute significantly to the community in more ways than in business. So I thank you for that. And in addition, I would like to recognize Paul. Paul, will you come forward? And it's presented in recognition of your contribution to the culture of Nova Scotia through your music, and with sincere appreciation for your outstanding musical performance at Government House on the occasion of a presentation ceremony to recognize the achievements of the graduates of the Second Chance program of CU.
Second chance, unless we say Barry.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this portion of the program. At this time, I'll ask you to rise and we will sing God Save the Queen. On complete.
It says we played
Great,
twice.
perfect.
inganam, Lodi kinganam, inganam, Emi longanam, inganam, Lodi kinganam, inganam, Akubere melone bunaloje, Akubere lotekine bunaloje, Akubere lokine bunaloje, Akubere melone bunaloje, Lodi kinganam, inganam, Lodi kinganam, inganam, Emi longanam, inganam, Lo kinganam, inganam, Akubere melone bunaloje, Akubere lotekine bunaloje, Akubere melone bunaloje, Akubere lotekine bunaloje, Akubere melone bunaloje, Akubere lotekine bunaloje, Akubere lokine bunaloje, Akubere lotekine bunaloje, Akubere melone bunaloje, Akubere lotekine bunaloje, Akubere melone bunaloje, Akubere lotekine bunaloje, Akubere lokine bunaloje, Akubere lotekine bunaloje, Akubere melone bunaloje, Akubere lotekine bunaloje, Akubere melone bunaloje, Akubere melone